Hey, you turned yourself on. I was talking to myself and you came in. I was getting ready to put out the cigarette so you didn't have to see this shit. And yeah, I've been in the closet. You know, nobody ever read to me as a kid. My mother wanted, supposedly, I don't remember, taught me how, my numbers, my letters before I went to school. But I was also taken from my mother a few times to have tests performed upon me. That's fucking scary. And when they actually agreed and they're like, hey, can we keep him a little longer? Can we keep him a little longer? Can he just live with us? My mom's like, no, that's good. That's good. I'll keep him. Damn, the family that could have been. Maybe they're still here. I need some new books. Like I said, nobody read to me as a kid. Nobody want to teach me a goddamn thing. Other than be like, oh, look, here's some shit out on a string. Or we'll just pretend like nobody's, like there's a bubble around him. We'll see what he does. And we'll like, just have a magic hand come in and be like, bah! What the fuck is that? And he touches this. And it's like, I feel somebody petting my head. What the fuck? You trying to guide me? You trying to get me to go somewhere in particular? So tonight, for the next hour, I'm going to read a little bit of several different books. This one is from Sufism, The Transformation of the Heart. I have lots of books. I turned to page 69, but it doesn't have a number on it. I had to look at the last page to find out where 69 was. That makes sense. Number 4, dream work. The dream is a little hidden door in the innermost and most secret recesses of the soul. Don't mind me. Yes, I've had a drink. If that bothers you, you might want to leave. The guidance of the self. Sufis have always valued dreams and sought to understand the guidance that they offer. On the inner journey, dreams are of immense value, showing the path that unfolds within us. They lead us through the maze of the psyche and keep our inner attention on the goal of the self. The self calls to us to begin the quest and guides us along the way. Isn't that interesting that we got here now? The camera started on its own. I just came out of the closet getting all these books just on a whim. Here we are. And we got 69 with no 69 on 4, dream work, and good guidance of the self. The self is continually guiding us, but the clamor of the outside world and the ego easily drowns its still voice. When we are asleep, the ego, the mind, and the emotions no longer hold us in their grip, and the self can communicate to us through the medium of dreams. Dreams are of our own inner being, communicating to us in the ancient language of images and symbols. They convey to our conscious mind the mystery and wonder that are our real nature, and allow us to glimpse the beauty and numinosity of the inner world. The golden cities, ancient temples, and vast mountain ranges that appear in our inner landscape, like Tezcatlipoca would say, help us remind us of the deeper dimensions of ourself. Dreams can speak to us of the sanctity of the soul and the infinite inner world whose horizons are not bound by time and space, though we try to pin it down as we may. But in May, we first set ourselves apart with the time and the day and the state and the lettering and the embroidery and the position to be judged. In our dreams, we taste the substance when we have forgotten. Still warming up in here, everybody knows. Yeah, I'm saving on electricity. Cats got fur. They're here more than I am. Our ordinary life. We both guided and nourished by the images which are filled with meaning. When we awaken from our dreams, dream work can help our conscious mind to understand and value what we have experienced. Through dream work, we can learn the language of dreams, learn how to listen to the figures that come to greet us, and so build a bridge between the inner and outer worlds. Dreams have always been seen as messengers from the beyond, and for the spiritual pilgrim, they carry the fragrance of home, with a capital H. Working with dreams, we are able to bring this fragrance, this scent of soul, into our everyday life, which is often starved of such nourishment. Put this down here because I'm going to need to highlight that so we know we've read it together. As if we would remember. Because that's the job of the universe, the subconscious. And let me blow my nose at 6:51. And we're back. I had to blow all my nose at 6:51 and suck all my yeses. Amen to that. You know, I heard about this one person. They won't talk to anybody for like 3 hours before their show. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Now we're learning Japanese. Probably get it wrong. But that's why there's a comment section. You can tell me I butchered it. So our Japanese phrase for today. Might as well just get my goddamn highlighter just about one. Let me get that shit. Never mind, it vanished. I guess that's how it goes. No highlighter. Alright. Korewa inu desu? Korewa inu desu? Korewa inu desu. Korewa inu desu. Korewa inu desu. Is this your dog? Oh no, this is a dog. Woof. That would have been easier to say. Wolf? Yeah, it's a wolf. But no, it's not a wolf. It's a dog. There we are. There's our Japanese. Korewa inu desu. Woof. From the 9th chapter of the Hagakure, the book of the samurai. Let's see how this relates. Korewa inu desu. When Shimomura Shoun was on service at the castle, Lord Naoshi said, "How wonderful it is that..." Man, this is going to be a broken story. Katsushige is so vigorous and powerful for his age. In wrestling with his peers, he even beat those that are older than he is. Well, that's because the ones that are older fucking think that they're babies. They hold on to less, and they think they're more. Shone replied, "Even though I'm an old man, I bet I'm best at seated wrestling." So saying, he jerked up at Katsushige, best at seated wrestling. Oh, wait. And threw him so forcefully that it hurt. We even skipped a line. He then said, "To be prideful about your strength while your mettle is not yet established is likely to bring you shame in the midst of people." Yeah, if anybody could show up and say that, that'd be interesting. "You're weaker than you look." Then he withdrew. 11:22 on the clock. This one. My friend Josh. Stay on the level and always be on the square. But he said on, T, H, no E, squares on the next line. So motive B, Vern, aka Doc. The meaning of masonry. Yeah, who the boss? Who the boss? Who the boss? Thanks, Vern. I feel really stupid. I can't remember who Vern is. Oh, fuck. I guess that's probably best. That means it's right. I didn't even know this book was assigned to me by a fellow brother. But we're at page 56 in this, what edition is this book? It's the first edition. No, it's a reprint of the 5th edition. It was originally printed in 1927, reprinted in 1980. 2 years ahead, yeah, 2 on top, got it. Okay, page 56, meaning masonry. Putting it in other terms, he enters the craft symbolically as a rough ashlar, and it is his business so to develop both his character and his understanding that ultimately, in virtue of what he has learned and practiced, he may be a finished and perfect cube. Damn, I love you, Vern. Fucking A, I hope so. The real Kava, with a car out front, a couple in back, side to side chicks that know how to whack. Now, the understanding of the Masonic scheme tends to develop upon precisely similar lines. Its meaning is not discernible all at once, and unless our minds are properly prepared and our understandings carefully trained, they are unlikely ever to precipitate in the real secrets and mysteries of masonry at all. Man, this is just like one of my fucking sentences. Holy shit. We're like 6 lines down, we're still in the same sentence. I've saved like the longest sentence in history. It probably isn't, but it's probably like 120 words. It's like it's just like of course. However, often we may watch the performance of external ceremonial, or however proficient we may be in memorizing the rituals and instruction lecture. Yeah. What's memorizing? If you don't know what the fuck you're memorizing and what you're doing it for, and it's removed from your relationship to what are we trying to be in a relationship to? Huh? What are we coming to masonry? I mean, why are we looking at God? Why we got all these religious books laying around? We're doing some magic ritual, but we're a bunch of guys that don't believe in magic. We like to go duck hunting and shit. Fuck our wives and get drunk on the weekends. Just like anybody else. The first stage, the first conception of what Masonry involves, is concerned merely with the surface value of the doctrine, with an acquaintance with the literal side of the imparted knowledge which we all obtain upon entering the craft. Well, at least I got 3 fingers in. I mean, I'm all in, even though I ain't coming near that hole yet. So I'm not hole coming, or some shit like that. Beyond this stage, the vast majority of Masons, it is to be feared, never passes. This is the stage of knowledge in which the craft is regarded as a social, semi-public, semi-secret community to which it is agreeable and advantageous to belong for sociable or even ulterior purposes. This is what I'm talking about. And in which the goal of the Mason's ambition is to attain office and high preferment and to wear a breast full of decorations. Yeah, what a fucking cocksucker. But hey, we're all born as little cocksucking boys, you know? Even the girls. They just get over it really fast. And they never get over it at all. I don't know. It's weird like that. In which he takes a literal, superficial, and historic view of the subject matter of the doctrine, in which ability to perform the ceremonial work with dignity and effectiveness, and to know the instruction, catechisms by heart, so that not a syllable is wrongly rendered, is deemed the height of Masonic proficiency, and where, after discharging these functions with a certain degree of credit, his idea is often to have the lodge closed as speedily as it may be and get away to relax, jerking off in the corner of the festival board by himself, looking at porn on his own meth, but he's clean. And his porn's something else. It's probably like fantasy football league. I'm just being a dick on purpose for effect value. Drink to that. All right, let's go to Buddha. The Buddhist Bible. Got it. All of it. Since he's not free from the nature of fire himself, because fire is spirit, but like, what is mind? What is animating your body? That is the fire element. You'd be dead without it. But fire is the thing you can't find in nature anywhere. Everything's got a mind. It all runs by itself. It's all run on an invisible fire. But you, as a human being, right here with me, you're fucking a flame. You're just a fucking... Everywhere you go, even when you're being quiet, you're just like, I'm just a little peak mouse. No, I don't know nothing. I'm mute. No, you're a fucking blowtorch. Because you're a human being. Since he's not free from the nature of fire himself, it cannot be expedient means for him to practice concentration upon it, expecting that thereby he will attain the essential nature of a perfect accommodation. Yeah, because you're fucking fire. If you got a perfect accommodation, man, then you came across the destroyer. You cut off all the limbs of your own being in order to fit in a little tiny fucking ribbon and strip. And that's where you get to stay at. Unless you want to fucking break out. Which means you got to drop all your fucking, rip all your shit off. And you got to fucking go hit the meth pipe and say, fuck the system. But you ain't saying fuck the system because, yeah, you got to carry their asses too. And then come all the way back around the backside. Well, that's pretty weird. When you think of the fact that those already came around the backside, the front side, the side to side, the only side that has been before the Grand Cross side is that you ended up getting enlisted and you actually had to go to fucking war. And then you had to come back to a country that was on the Grand Cross reverse of you. And now you don't belong nowhere. Or, well, I can stand on my accomplishment. Or, oh, they beat me up. It's not fair. It's not good over there. Here, I'm going to tell everybody the truth. Or whatever. But, yeah. Can't pick everybody up. You couldn't pick everybody up out there. You definitely are probably way more capable over here. Talking to a fucking mirror every day. Don't risk your life in front of fucking bullets. If they ain't coming to your house, fuck them. You ain't helping anybody's fucking family. Going over there and fighting some war. Period. It doesn't matter what they say. Oh, well, they might come over here. Well, let them fucking come over here then. If we keep going over there, how many people are going to die? As many as we fucking send over there. To some degree. They come over here. Boom, they're gone. Boom, they're gone. Boom, they're gone. It's fireworks. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. How many people can one person blow up in a restaurant as a jihadist? You send 100 soldiers over to war, how many might come back? You might lose 100. I guarantee you, almost in no situation with suicide bomber kill 100 people. Just in one. Stop fucking beating their gun. Be a man. Stand your ground here with love. Take care of the community. Take care of yourself. Take care, even if the only war you can ever put on anyone is against yourself, and you got to do it right here. I guess that's the only reason they let me take meth, and they didn't arrest me yet. Because I was fighting our war. Everyone's war. The war of the spirit, the war of the mind, the war of the body, the war of the drugs, the war of separation, the war of the religion, the war of everything. All the wars. Ready to die on the fucking cross for no reason with no body while everybody's watching or nobody's watching. What's a delusion? Going and fucking fighting for other people just so you can get some discipline. Maybe you should fucking take the drugs and discipline yourself. That's a better way to go. Then go get dismembered, maybe never come home. Because the ego controls the body. So that's the funny thing about, for instance, speed. If the whole thing, if the chemical is trying to kill you, it's perfectly your death. Against death. Against death. Against eternity. Against eternity. Against eternity. Now, who could chain you to you better than that? And prove that you exist. On your own goddamn cross. You take heroin, what the fuck you doing? You fucking baby? You just want to... I'm dead. I'm all I got heaven. I want another baba. Meh, 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 meh. Yeah, you're already fucking dead. That's why they're giving fentanyl out with that. It's a metaphorical spiritual war. I don't condone what anybody else does, but I'm just telling you the fucking truth. If the novice disciple meditates upon the universal nature of the element of wind, his reflections cannot be freed from the thoughts of the relativity of motion and rest, as his mind is occupied by thoughts of these relations. It cannot be supreme enlightenment. How can it be that he can attain the essential nature of perfect accommodation by such means? If a novice disciple meditates upon the notion of pure space, his reflections will naturally become thin and hazy. Such reflections cannot be of the nature of enlightenment. How can it be said that he can attain the essential nature of perfect accommodation by such means? Which, I love video games too. But this exactly, immediately, Spirit tells me, intuition, video games, there's infinite space. What good is that? Yeah, you can be whoever you want. You're not there. You're gone. You're fucking gone. You don't exist. That whole time you're playing the game, you do not exist. Just because you're talking to your friend, but they don't exist either, is the deeper meaning of this. Of course, people can play video games and have real lives, make money on Twitch. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, who you building? You building some fucking imaginary goddamn character? You building yourself. And if your imaginary character makes you $1 million, that's great. Okay. Tone Loc, whatever. I'm not dissing on Tone Loc. I'm just Mega Man, video game character, name, dude. Okay. So where you at in the real world? I mean, we're here now. I'll drink to that. So we don't want to be here now. We want to be somewhere else. What's next? The Quran. That's it. That's what's been missing, you know. I mean, it's the big object of contention. And they have so many. But Allah is Jesus. He's God. Supreme. So they're the balance of no balance where Jesus has to stand. Without fucking hurting a single soul. As the ultimate Palestinian. The king of the king of the Jews. It's a crazy world, y'all. We got Surah X-Lix. X-L-I-X. Damn, we got corner in the mind in the middle of Saturn. The Chambers. Boom. Page 513. Suck my eyebrows. First time I opened this book in 3 years. Probably. The Chambers. I'm going to read this entire page. Well, part of it I can read. It's got Eric, too. Which is the coolest fucking writing. Of course. But they made it so that it's demonic, against demonic, for demonic. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not calling Arabic or Islam as demonic. What I'm saying is, if writing word demonic, it would look like that. And they made it so that shit's twisted. Shit's twisted. Shit's twisted. Anyway. In the nature of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. It's called Hujurat. Yeah, who'd you write out? I mean, who'd you ride on a cross? Who you riding for? Where you at? Huh? Jews talk too much. We cut their throats. I mean, what? No. That's, the Chambers. Nobody can say. We're all here. Okay, it's already been said. O you who believe, be not forward in the presence of Allah and His apostle, and be careful of your duty to Allah. Surely Allah is hearing and knowing. O you who believe, do not raise your voices above the voice of the prophet, and do not speak loud to him as you speak loud to one another, lest your deeds become null while you do not perceive. Surely those who lower their voices before Allah's apostle are they whose hearts Allah has proven for guarding against evil. They shall have forgiveness and a great reward. As for, on number 4, those who call out to you from behind the private chamber, surely most of them do not understand. Talking about everybody's N-word, the ego, which to them, that's Jesus. See, it's the one and the same thing. He's putting everybody on the cross, so we all get to the same fucking place, the same fucking time. And if they wait patiently until you come out to them, it would certainly be better for them. And Allah is forgiving, merciful. God damn, I wish I would be patient. Oh, you who believe, if an evildoer comes to you with a report, look carefully into it, lest you harm a people in ignorance. Then be sorry for what you've done. Say, I didn't fucking know any better. Well, as a prophet, any prophet would know, everything comes out backwards. And you're leading them backwards. So, like, you're like, damn, God, just like, was it Jonah, I think it is. God said, hey, you need to go to town and tell these people this shit. Fuck you. I ain't telling them that. I ain't telling them that. They're gonna fucking kill me. I'm gonna go this way. No, it's just, no. I'll tell everybody, everywhere I go, I'm like, hey, God's chasing me. That's probably why this shit's going wrong. But I ain't going to that city and telling them, oh, yeah, you're probably better off. I didn't believe you. Okay, jump off the ship and get eaten by a whale. Thank God. And know that among you is Allah's apostle. Should he obey you in many a matter, you would surely fall into distress, but Allah has endeared the faith to you and has made it seemingly in your hearts, and he has made hateful to your unbelief and transgression and disobedience. This is why they are the followers of the right way. Of a right way. Yeah, of a right way. That sounds like that's totally fucking cockeyed. Of a right way. Of a right way. If it was just straight, then it'd just be fucking clear. Of a right way. We know what's going on. Yeah, we know. Might as well finish this other page here. Certainly, Allah shown to his apostle the vision was truth, and you shall most certainly enter the sacred mosque, if Allah pleases, in security. Some having their heads shaven, and others having their hair cut. You shall not fear, but he knows what you do not know, and he brought about a near victory before that. The near victory was when everybody woke up. But if you would have been victorious, you'd be dead. Because you ain't it. But you it. See, that's the stitch. He is it who sent his apostle with the guidance and the true religion, that he may make it prevail over all the religions. And Allah is enough for a witness. I fucking say that. Feel that. That's righteous right there. 33:44 on the clock. Muhammad is the apostle of Allah, and those with him are firm of heart against the unbelievers. Compassionate among themselves, you will see them bowing down, prostrating themselves, seeking grace from Allah and pleasure. Their marks are in the faces because of the effect of prostration. That is their description in the Torah. Not Taurus, but Torah. Probably, maybe, or they're talking about the tarot, or they're talking about the Torah, or they're talking about the Tarot. I mean, it's the same thing. It's about energy, an exchange of energy. And their description of the Injil, like as seed produce that puts forth its sprout, then strengthens it so it becomes stout and stands firmly on its stem, delighting the sowers. that he may enrage the unbelievers on account of them. Allah has promised those among them who believe and do good forgiveness and a great reward. Page 512. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You read this in reverse. So, I read the beginning at 513, page 513. I read the first 7 sections of chapter. I'm not too good in Roman numerals. And then I wrote the ending 3 sections in the previous chapter. The victory. We started with the chambers and moved into the victory. Damn, I love how shit goes backwards. Straight in this motherfucker. What we got next? Oh, how about this one? Sagittarius. Being nothingness. I don't think I've ever read anything from this book. I got this book. I think I stole it from the library. What weird ass motherfucker steals books from the library? And just goes in and is like, yeah, okay, this is going here. And take it home. I don't know. I'm gonna need it in 20 years. And I'm gonna fucking lug it through the next 40 moves and never read a page from it. And then Josh should come up on 36, on 1218, page 94, and he's gonna say, on being in nothingness. In relation to himself, holy shit, he even cut me in the story. A way of not being his own coincidence. Ah, shit. Of escaping identity while positing it as unity. I think I need a drink. In short, of being in a perpetually unstable equilibrium between identity as absolute cohesion without a trace of diversity and unity as the synthesis of multiplicity. Holy fuck. Who could deny God? This is what we call presence to itself. The law of being of the for itself as the ontological foundation of consciousness. It is to be itself in the form of presence to itself. I'm not dying in the dark. You can suck my dick on that one. We already did that. On ice skates. We ain't doing it with nothing. With nothing. I guess you'd be waiting for eternity. You'd be waiting for that, for me to sit here for 3 years. The presence to itself has often been taken for the plenitude of existence. And a strong prejudice prevalent among philosophers causes them to attribute to consciousness the highest rank in being. But the postulate cannot be maintained after a more it spells it wrong. It says more through description, but wouldn't you say thorough? I don't know. After a more through description of the notion of presence. Actually, presence to always imply duality. Oh, yeah. So if you're 2, you're not. And if you're 1, you are, but you are not. Okay. Which you are and you are not too. But because back around, yeah, you 2 are. You are too. D2. Get the keys. Like Jay-Z. Well, he has a lot of fucking words to say. It's not like he ain't got no fucking keys. He just talk too much. He doesn't say nothing. But he's good at it. The presence of being to itself implies a detachment on the part of being in relation to itself. Oh, that makes sense. The coincidence of identity is the veritable plenitude of being exactly, because in this coincidence, there is left no place for any negativity. Of course, the principle of identity can involve the principle of non-contradiction, as Hegel has observed. The being, which is what it is, must be able to be the being, which is not what it is not. But in the first place, this negation, like all others, comes to the surface of being through human reality, as we have shown, and not through a dialectic approach appropriate just to being. Yeah, well, we get into talking about it and spelling it out, and then we get complicated as shit. So we gotta explain how that shit came into being, and nobody's supposed to know that shit. But everybody already knows it, but it does it by itself. So then how is somebody show up and actually know it all and explain it all, but he's not supposed to. But everybody else can, to some degree or another. Because, what the fuck? In addition, I'm gonna drink to that. I'm done with Jean Paul. The Dow. Yeah, and we're back to the Dow Jones. What's this in here? It's a piece of newspaper that I don't recognize. 41:44 on the clock. The Black Hills Pioneer, Monday, August 28th, 2006. Oh, I know what this, holy fuck. Black Hills Pioneer, volume 131, number 69, high of 84, tomorrow's weather. Okay, this is a weird coincidence in my entire life. Okay, I guess this is story time. We're done reading shit now. So, Page execution set for Tuesday by Carson Walker, Associated Press writer. South Dakota's first execution in 59 years is scheduled for late Tuesday evening, according to Department of Corrections. Elijah Page, 24, of Athens, Texas, is to die at 9 p.m. by lethal injection in Sioux Falls. Okay. So I wasn't connected to any of these characters, and I was and wasn't. I'd only met every single one of them separately. And only one of them did I know through a few associations, but I wasn't really in the drugger scene, whatever, until I was in my 20s. And so when I was like, I lived in Spearfish, South Dakota, and let's see, I was probably 16, 17. And I know this guy named Daryl just because he hung out with potheads. But though I like smoking pot, I didn't hang out with people like that. I didn't hang out with druggies. I had a couple friends, but you know, I say more to the innocent kind of rebellious people. I don't know. You just abused by their families and didn't really fit in nowhere. Not the ones that just went all out and was like, fuck it. You know, my dad helps me get my drugs, kind of shit. Well, so the story goes, Daryl, Elijah, who's getting executed, and Piper came with this idea. They were going to go, they're probably high as fuck when they came with this idea. They were going to go 4 to Denver, and they were going to pick up a Bible, which is 10,000 hits of acid. Sounds like some high school fucking dream is some stupid shit plot to a movie, right? And they were come back, they were sell it, they were make a shitload of money, right? And they knew this guy named Alan. I think it was Alan Hill. I can't remember if Hill's the last name. But anyway, I'd met Alan one time. I honestly don't remember what he looks like. But I met Alan. But I knew Eli, Piper, and Elijah. But I only knew Daryl mostly through like 3 or 4 interactions. And like, I didn't get to where he was at for another fucking 10 years. At least. To some degree. I ain't like them people at all. Well, so they come up with this plan. Alan's from a rich family. They're gonna fucking corner his ass. They're gonna clear out his bank account. They're gonna get the money. They're gonna go to Denver, get the Bible, come back, sell it, make a shitload of money, and do whatever they're gonna do. Tripping on acid. Well, they break into his house or whatever. When he's there, they fucking tie him down. They beat him up. And then they get all the money from him because he's from a wealthy family. And then, like, I don't know, they're high as fuck on top of it. So they're like, oh, fuck. Well, we can't let him live. I mean, he'll tell on us. Oh, yeah, good point. They take him out into Higgins Gulch. That's the haunted canyon. And I like driving out there. Shit. It's just like driving in space. It's you and the demons. I don't know. It's always been out there. No monsters ever came up and fucking scratched my face. I'd tell you that much. Anyway. Well, so they take him out there. And there's this little turnaround, like a couple miles out there. And they park there. And right off the side, like, you couldn't even tell. If you're in the parking lot, you can't even tell there's a river right there. Like, it's just a creek. And it's down a slope, but it's right there. I mean, from an aerial view, you're like, holy shit, like, but there's no way you could see the creek from the spot where everybody would park before the logging trails and all this stuff. And I didn't even know there was a creek there. So they take him down the creek, and then they fucking mess him up bad. They stick a pencil in his ear, they fucking crush his head with a rock, they fucking just do all kinds of nasty shit to him. Like weird shit. Sick. And they recorded it. Well, I go out there one night and smoke a bowl. Just sitting out there. And the very next day, it comes on the news, hey, exactly where we were sitting last night? This morning we found a body there. The fuck? And that's how the connection is removed and right here. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like the last person to be around this dude. And I know all these people, but they're removed. How are we connected? And then over the next few, like, Eli, and then nobody knew who did it. But Daryl just lived in Deadwood, not very far away. The other two, right afterwards, went to their respective states. One's from Alaska, one's from Texas. Top, all the way on top, all the way on the bottom. And Daryl, in Deadwood, where I was born. But I'd never lived at yet until I was like 23. Weird. This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl. And Daryl fucking starts bragging about it like a dumb motherfucker. Telling him somebody, I think it was to his brother, his own brother, and his brother was like, you fucking killed the guy. You did what? What? He fucking wore a wire on him. Fucking set his own brother up because, goddamn, that's some sick ass shit. I don't know. I can't keep this shit. I'm not going out for this. I ain't gonna live with this. I can't hold this up. And then they extradite both not Alan, but Eli and Piper back to the state of South Dakota and try them all, whatever. They end up having to go back to their respective state and they get charged there. So I don't know what happened to those two. But Eli was from South Dakota. Daryl was a ringleader of the whole fucking thing. The one that fucking ratted on everybody. The one that set it up. The one that like commanded and told Eli to fucking take the rock down and crush his skull. Like the one that was running the shit. Like the fucking master boss that one would be. He got the least of anybody. And the one that said, okay, well, I'm cornered. Yeah, I'll do whatever you say, boss. And he got killed. When he told everybody what to do, came with a plan. Set it all in motion. Even told on everybody. As the badass, the tough guy of the group. Got shit. And Eli, as the regular person that most any one of us would be in that situation, like, well, fuck. And everybody's looking at you and you're just like, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. And boom, they fucking murder you. And everybody else will get off scot-free. 51-11. Just better be the fucking boss. Might as well tell on everybody, I guess. It's a moral story. I don't know. Masonry.